Alright, Doctor Who fans, and welcome to the Who Universe News. I thought we're going to obviously talk about the fact that we're now participating in the final episodes of Doctor Who for this series, should I say, Wish World and Reality War, because of course pictures have finally come out about the Reality War that shows us some updated costumes for Mrs. Flood and for the new Rani that has now been confirmed to be played by Archie Panjabi, who's going to be playing the Rani, the remainder of the finale. She was cast recently. That was basically her character, obviously taken over from where Kate O'Mara, who was the original Rani, who was first seen in the Mark of the Rani, and then also appeared in Time of the Rani, pretty much facing the Doctor in the final two episodes, alongside Anita Dawson's Mrs. Flood version of the Rani. So there'll be two Ranis in the finale, which is going to be it's going to be really interesting. And also, funny enough, Russell did say there is more villains to come. So there's going to be some more surprises in store as we come to this weekend's episode of Doctor Who. So definitely expect some more surprises to drop by. And in fact, there is some very interesting, very striking images coming out from Wish World. Kind of shows Poppy from Space Baby. She's in there with the Doctor, which is making it, a lot of people are speculating whether or not the Doctor could be the father of Poppy. I mean, I would be interested to see what people think about that theory in the comment section below. Do you reckon the Doctor could be fathering Poppy, or is this just some kind of like disguise of some much bigger than that? I'm curious because it's interesting because of the way the Doctor's acting in these images. He's acting like he's not the Time Lord. He's acting more like he's a human being for a minute. So I'm wondering if it's going to be similar to human nature a little bit. I'm just thought I'll put that out there in case he might be portraying like a human being portrayal rather than a Time Lord perspective, because of the way the world is different from what he last saw it. So, or maybe he's just doing this just to see who's really behind everything. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I feel like there's going to be some interesting things coming up. So that is some stuff we know about Wish World. See the images and the link in description, which also comes with a preview clip if you really want to see the two Ronnies in action, which also shows off the new screwdriver from the Ronnie as well. So that's interesting. So yeah, that's going to be airing this Saturday, 6:50 on BBC One, and iPlayer, as well as internationally on Disney Plus. And in fact, it'll be the last episode this year to be broadcast at 8 a.m. on BBC iPlayer, because the following weekend, which is the Reality War, has got its time slot runtime confirmed. So this episode, they said it was going to be special feature length. It's going to be 1 hour 66 minutes. So it's going to be a total of 66 minutes this final episode of Doctor Who Series 2 is going to be. And the synopsis reads as follows, or at least Culture Box have got the full thing. I believe it's taken from Doctor Who Magazine, so this is kind of adds the Doctor Who Magazine portion of the synopsis in there as well. Because yes, there is a new Doctor Who Magazine. We'll talk about it shortly. It says this: tides are a nose, stranded that is drawn across seasons and centuries, now pulled together in a devastating climax. Doctor is doomed, Belinda is lost, Ruby's trapped. Battle rages across the sky as the legends Carveridge, our brave and battered and beaten Doctor, stands alone, helpless as the unholy trilogy unleashes their deadly ambition and the Underverse rises. The Doctor, Belinda and Ruby must unite to risk everything in the quest to save one innocent life. I wonder whose innocent life they're referring to. Could they be referring to Susan Foreman? I'll be interested to see if that's what they're referring to, but they don't really say who that innocent life is. But I think a lot of people are going to be speculating it could be Susan Foreman, because we did see her in the recent episode, the Interstellar Song Contest. So could this be confirmation that we'll finally get to see the Doctor properly reunite with Susan? We'll have to wait and see. But in terms of the cast list, I mean, there's not really much change except for the fact Rose Noble making a return in this episode. So we know that Rose Noble, Donna Noble's daughter, will be a part of this. The Vilex is going to be there, but it's not played by Nicholas Spring. It's played by Aidan Cook, you'll notice. So Nicholas Spring is not the voice of the Vilex in this episode. So interesting, there's a bit of a swap of voices going on in the final episode. And then you've also got Louise Miller, who's also in there. Not too sure who this character is. It could be just some ordinary person, or maybe this could be the person they're referring to as the innocent life. We'll have to wait and see. Regardless, though, that is what the synopsis is saying for the reality war. That will air again at 6:50 once again for the final episode next Saturday, 31st of May. So that's what's happening with the synopsis for the reality war that they are saying. And then in terms of that, there's also interviews from Russell T Davies talking about the Rani, because he does talk about bringing the character back. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to hear from his perspective about the Rani returning to Doctor Who. Which is really interesting, fascinating stuff about Russell really wanted this character to return as part of the finale, which was really clever and really cool that he talked about that. And then we come to Doctor Who magazine, which, by the way, Doctor Who magazine has given away a free paper book, which is The Wheel in Space, Terrance Dick's story, now in a special edition Target book that you're now going to be able to get inside every issue of Doctor Who magazine if you want to read this version of The Wheel in Space Target. But in this issue, of course, they're going to be chatting to Anissa Dawson about the recent revelation about Mrs. Flood, Rani being reborn. They're chatting to Archie Panjabi about her playing the character, Fugitive Doctor about her recent return, Story the Ending, and they also go behind the scenes on the final 2 episodes as well. And they've got a really nice cover here with the Doctor, Ruby, and Belinda together, with the date May 24th in there. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, this is on sale right now. If you want to see if you want to look at, read about Russell's teasers to the final 2 episodes of the series, Wishworld Reality War is now available through the Doctor Who magazine, available to buy now if you want to get your hands on the new Doctor Who magazine with all the previews ahead of this weekend's first part of the 2-part finale. Some new details are coming out. The information that's coming out seems to paint an image. Maybe Ncuti Gatwa could be on the way out. I know this has been an ongoing rumor that's been going on for a few weeks now about the idea of could Ncuti be leaving after the end of the series. New reports are coming out from many of the newspapers, Independent, Sun, Daily Mirror, etc. They're all getting this story now that is now telling Ncuti Gatwa has been. So yes, not just so they're labeling it like he's been fired from Doctor Who, which we're not entirely sure if that's indeed correct. But if this is indeed the case, then there's something really. I'm wondering, and it does actually somewhat tie into the mysterious disappearance of him not doing the Eurovision thing. Apparently this ties into this, which I kind of speculated there was I kind of was going to speculate in the video about whether or not him pulling from Eurovision and being the jury was part of the reason he's going to leave. And I'm starting to believe there was some truth into that now because of these reports that are coming out that maybe something's happening regarding Ncuti Gatwa. They say that, Ncuti Gatwa was axed from Doctor Who after being pulled from Eurovision gang, shown to be put on pause amongst the fail rating and woke storylines. Yes, the whole woke storyline complaint has been among some Doctor Who fans. I don't know why that's still a thing. I think it's utterly stupid that that's a complaint, a comparison at this point. Go on to say that Ncuti Gatwa will exit Doctor Who after 2 series after a woke storyline saw ratings for a much-loved show plummet. It's been claimed today. BBC programme was also said to have paused for an extended break among the criticism after recent plots involve anti-barrio aliens, innocence, and even pregnancy male extra-traditional. Rumours of Gatwa's departure came after his sudden withdrawal from presenting the UK's Eurovision jury scores on Saturday night after and then they mentioned after a certain country represented by the 8th October 7th survivor made the final, and Ncuti had been vocal in his support for the Palestinians. Yes, he has been supporting them. Yeah, I don't want to get too political, but yeah, he was supportive during that whole, ever since that whole October 7th stuff that came out. The TV Insider says it's the final nail wasn't already in the coffin. Well, it was well and truly hammered in after that. Bosses were incredibly disappointed, Ncuti and the Doctor, as one of the corporation's most highly profiled faces. So, yeah, apparently they're disappointed that he turned down the offer because of the fact that that Israel country got through Eurovision is part of the reason why he stepped away. So that was also part of the reason why he stepped away. And then they go on to say last year when Shooting Gatwa talked about his critics, he says, "Don't watch, turn off the telly. I feel like anyone that has a problem with someone who is not a straight white man playing this character, it's not really truly a fan of the show." Acting like a boss, can I say? Shooting Gatwa was a boss when he says that. I totally agree with him when he said that. Totally exactly what needed to be said. But yeah, as far as I think that's the main him pulling from the jury after Israel got through Eurovision. The fact that he's been vocal about that country as another reason why he left, but also because the BBC are apparently disappointed in Shooty because of they're disappointed because of the fact that Shooting Gat were pulled away from doing the Eurovision jury after that country got through. Because of that, it now means it obviously means what's the BBC spokesperson has to say about all of this. Well, they say, as we previously stated, the decision on season 3 will be made after series 2 is aired. So they're all basically saying that they're not going to make a decision until this series is done. From what is understanding, they may have potentially fired Shooty. If that's the case, then I know that this is going to be an ongoing story for some time about why Shooty was fired. I know there's going to be documentaries about now that this seems to be the case going on behind the scenes. But then they told the Sun that his withdrawal was incredibly embarrassing. It caps us to what has been largely depressing tenure in the TARDIS for Shooty Gatwa. I don't find depressing at all. I don't understand why some of these insiders are saying he finds it very depressing that he left the Eurovision withdrawal. I think he a sensible decision to just walk away from representing, being the UK's jury when a certain country that's done bad things is literally in the competition. That's all he's basically doing. He's just stepping away because he doesn't want to see that country be represented on Eurovision. Simple as that. Knowledge is the fact that, the front covers for the Doctor Who Series 2 DVD and Blu-ray have been revealed. So this is the front cover of what is said to be the front cover for the DVD, which is the ball, I guess the Earth in flames and the planet Earth in the distance. This is the promotional image they've been using for Doctor Who since they advertised this year's series about 2 months ago. So this is the one they're going to be using for the DVD release, which will be 7 discs, by the way. So this is how big the disc size is going to be. Steelbook case, which looks exactly like, the part of the steelbook case looks like this. It looks very, very beautiful. I actually think it kind of looks really, really nice as a steelbook, and a really, really nice steelbook cover with the Doctor and Shooty. Vanessa Selfer and Shooty as the Doctor and Belinda. They don't show the other side. I would imagine the other side's going to feature Ruby. Maybe even the Rani will be on the other side. Who knows? But either way, this is just a little taste of the steelbook cover that is going to be coming as part of the Blu-ray steelbook case, which, by the way, is indeed coming on the 18th of August. So the 18th of August is indeed the release date for Doctor Who Series 2 when it releases on DVD, Blu-ray, and Steelbook. So we're going to have to wait till August, unfortunately, until we can get our hands on this year's series for DVD, Blu-ray, and Steelbook case. So at least it gives us a bit of time to get our pre-orders in if you want to be ready for the new series of Doctor Who as they get ready to ship out the new episode's home media. And they've yet to confirm the special features, but I'm pretty sure they will confirm the special features very soon. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I will catch you all for my review of Wishworld tomorrow as we begin our final 2 weekends of this series and see what other surprises are in store for Wishworld. So see you then.